very big technical snafu last week. In fact, I should probably check WavePad right now. We are back to the bad old days of using, a recorder of some description to do commentary after the fact, because OBS has been having goof up after goof up, to the point where I know for a fact that I set it to my snowball microphone, but somehow it just forgot. And it didn't even record through my laptop mic for episode 16, the current episode. And, so here I am. I was really quite viciously frustrated. Hard to believe it was just a week ago. It's been quite a week anyway. And, but setting that aside, I calmed down considerably after it occurred to me, wait, I've done the director's commentary, or whatever you want to call it, thing before. I can do that again. And hopefully it is still as entertaining and engaging as before. So, good people, we dive in to Bugbag on the road from Nisus to Aldrun. He has been reinstated as a trooper after some service to General Darius up in Nisus. We are on the road from Nisus down to Aldrun. It's a road that I hardly ever take, and certainly not in this direction from the first time. Because, usually if you're on the road, you're on the road to Nisus, or wait, I'm an episode behind myself, or ahead of myself, whatever. And so we raided the tomb. We made it, I believe we made it to Aldrun. I don't believe we have yet. I think we decided to maybe give Aldrun a miss and bang on to Caldera. But, shucks, even just a week ago I'm a bit hazy. But yeah, I think we'll turn north again because there's some stuff we can sell. And even though Caldera is very nearly in our grasp, we would do better to get to Aldrun and make a little money and train up our armor skill. And I think that's exactly what we're going to do. Just based on out of character knowledge, we have Shardy over in Fort Buckmoth, who's a good heavy armor trainer. Even though Rithlin, with the blades in Balmor, is a great medium armor trainer, that would be considerably more expensive at this juncture. Yeah, so we go up, off-road, see some Nick sounds. We're going to not deal with that, even though we could one-shot them pretty handily. Why bother? It'd just be more hound meat to either let go to waste or have to lug around, and we can't. We have made it to level 3. We have some issues. We have our tea, so if we headed up back to the Ashlands, we're going to need some Scathecraw tea to resist blight. We have an issue with one of the redware pots, as we will see more of in a moment. But I've been suspecting since the last episode that it has been glitched. It still thinks it has stew, and it does not. So, getting a bit impatient here, we're starting to run over hill and dale. We've already just been here, as you can see from the deceased Nick sound. And we see a street sign again. Or road sign, excuse me. Can't very well call these streets. And we know, Nisus or Aldrun. We will make our way. There's our man Rasha. We gave the shirt off his back to deliver it to Aldrun. I don't know how long ago. Either in game or in real time. Months ago in real time. And we had to set down, a campfire and a bunch of firewood there. Probably wound up spending the night over by him again, but he's keeping watch over our wares just as we did his. So, even though Bugbag doesn't care if people return favors for him, it's still nice that people do sometimes, So we're making our way up. We see a bit of a spur on the road that we haven't been before, but, we see a couple cliff racers. We might hoping to avoid that, but if we can't, if that's the way to Aldrun, so be it. So let's get a little target practice in. And it's coming in very low. can hit a tree, pry the rod side of a barn. Say that 5 times fast. But apparently not a cliff racer. So we can bake crabs at a distance, but we can't get racer plumes. And that looks to be our buddy Chloramar, right? Surely it is. You know, who we helped with the witch. Okay, we gotta wrangle these cliff racers here. We're gonna stick with fireballs because at least that's area damage, which hopefully is hitting them both. Probably not, actually. Those look pretty small, and judging by the health bars of these guys. Tomcat. Yeah. Hey, friend. Yeah, I'm waking it up with my yammering, but let's see. The resist blight is still in effect, but neither of these are blighted. They're just being real pains in the neck, that's all. You know, between the fireballs not whittling them both down, I'm gonna have to get maybe literally a greater fireball. This isn't the road to anywhere in particular, it would seem, but we can go over and say hi to Chloramar, but it's not Chloramar. It's another guy. He's indeed red. Yes, you will speak with me now, or you shall feel the bite of my axe. When this enchantment wears off, his Indiprid will shed some blood. So here, a fowl which has given me some enchanted disease. She called it Witch Wither. And here, I will find you a potion that will cure your paralyzation. I will find you a spell that will cure your paralyzation. Surely, you know, that means a cure paralyzed potion. So all we have to do is, now that we are getting back to Aldrune, we don't have a cure paralyze, but maybe we can go get one. Maybe we can go get one. You know. So we'll just leave a mark on our map, and we want to see if we can't get back to our man by sundown. Bring cure paralyze. Okay. Very good. We see some nick sounds over there, so good luck if you find anybody. But let's just bang onto town and see if we can't bring in the cure as soon as we can. All right. Margon, Buckmoth Legion, Fort Aldrune. Well, Fort Buckmoth, that'd be a fine place. Let's slow down a little, keep our fatigue up. We hardly have the magic for another fireball here, having wasted it on those 2 cliff racers. Just shoddy targeting on my part. We are warm. We are looking at a rat, so if we can't hit the cliff racer, we can indeed hit the rat. And yep, there we go, and the cliff racer has spotted us. Ain't that great? Yep, and a few more little pips up to level 4 as we go on. Wonderful. But yeah, we can't loot the rat, and I'm not going to dispose the cliff racer, so as not to encourage them to return to the area. And yeah, so we see that we've been this way before. This is the road that we took to get to Aldrune before, because it's the way this signpost leads you. See some nice cairns off in the distance, the Ghost Fence, and Red Mountain beyond. Oh, and a Quama Forger that we did not see behind us. We got a little Quama Cuddle for our trouble. Still able to carry weight open. I think we'll just want to make for the fort as quick as we can. And yeah, so we see some pretty rough country ahead. A rat, which somehow evaded my notice on the first go-round, because we were just quite eager to make for town. You know, sell a bunch of junk and... Yeah, which way did we go? I mean, maybe... Yeah, being warm does boost our strength some. So yeah, it's the way to Margon. It looks to be an even rougher road than we were dealing with a moment ago. Get some Scathecraw for more tea in a bit. And there we go. We are starting to see the way to Aldrune. And we are comfortable. We are over encumbered. That means that, now that we no longer have the warmth in our bones, we no longer feel the extra strength to carry on, which is quite troublesome. Excuse me. Excuse me. So we can't. This fork is still overweighted. Quite glad that they brought down the paper, and I think one of those patch for Semi-Purist type of deals. There's something else I have reduced the weight of the paper, but yeah. Test the glitch stew pot. Stew is at 0. It's been at 0 for a time. Haven't had anyone to sell that to. Just unload it and swap it out for one that isn't bugged. I think it might be because I used it, tried to use it when I had that issue a few episodes back with updating Ashfall and not updating MWSE, because it does rely quite heavily on MWSE to work its magic. And I wasn't keeping on top of the changes as well as my archives. Yeah, just gonna have to remember to run that each time. So, alchemy with Bugbag. We thought, at the time that we put in all the stuff, but evidently not. Shame to waste the ample pods, but maybe we can get a little water walking out for our trouble. We have enough room to move, but at least we can see, make one potion and see that we get 10 seconds. We're much better off with the spell. I mean, potions, I guess, would be good if you're really low on magic and really had to make it back, but we can get a better potion than that for 31 gold. Not that we're going to get 31 gold for selling this thing. Look at this countryside. Look at this. You don't get this in the vanilla game. But you can see the fort. You can see the silt strata. You can see the hills. And it's really something. It really is. But it also makes it feel like that much longer to the fort. I wonder what the history of Aldrune is as we look about, because we see a fire fern, which is, I hardly ever run across it. We see that there's vegetation nearby, which if I hadn't sold my wood axe, I could get the fiber and make some rope. But at least we have a bit more scathe crog, and for tea, maybe some trauma root, get some levitate potions going. Yeah, because we just have 2 pieces of trauma root. Didn't get much by way of racer plumes either for our trouble before. But let's grab what we can and keep on moving. Yeah, okay, so we have a little wiggle room. We have 3 racer plumes, 2 trauma root. Don't know if that's a shulk or just some kind of weird rock. Huh. But yeah, might as well sheathe our sword. We're getting pretty near town, near the fort. A lot of cairns here. I wonder what the history is. If this might have been some grand Ashlander site. Not that Bugbag would know, that the Ashlanders like cairns, like the one that used to get to Ursulaku barrow caverns. In a sense. Spoilers ahead. Yeah, so they seem to form a ring around the city gate, in a sense. Yeah, that lady didn't seem too keen on talking to us before. There's more plants down there, but we just really want to make it to the fort, see some of our Legion friends, get some scathe craw, and keep on moving. We have the Guar Whisperer installed, but I don't know what I'm doing with it, and I don't have the carry weight for that equipment. And we gotta remember that the fort opens up to the east. If I had more magic or like an amulet or something, I could perhaps levitate over the walls and just not be bothered. But we've got some firewood, some vegetation. Scathe craw, good. That's what we really need right now. And a Daedric ruin over there, which we will not be poking about in for a good long time. But yeah, we'll make our way over and around. Might want to try filling in some of this space on the map. I don't like having it there. But yeah, okay, there we go. And sadly, once you get onto fort grounds, you can't really start a campfire. Or nothing. Make camp. At least not with that toggle on. Maybe I'll switch it off. Maybe I'll switch it off next episode because, you know, like, oh, it's illegal to sleep here, this, that, and the third, but, you know, it's a Legion fort. It's Fort Bugbag, setting it up. You know, I have the legal authority, this is an Imperial province, to make camp in the streets of Balmora. You know, if I so choose, if it's Legion business, and it is, wherever I walk, you know, whatever I do, it's Legion business. You know, not to mention the Blades. The Blades are the Emperor's spies everywhere, and no one knows who they are. I do hope that syncs up, because I actually didn't intend to bring up the Blades when Bugbag did. It's like, I was thinking about the Blades, and I thought, oh yeah, Bugbag is the guy about the Blades. He could be a Blade for all we know. Shardy could be. He was over there, but we'll sell some stuff first before we get to training with her. You know, so these people up here, I believe they're with the Imperial Cult. Yeah. And we realized we forgot to dump our skooma. Well, not only that, but we also realized that we aren't in as good with the Cult as we are with the Legion, even though they do kind of complement each other. A lot more for the Cult very soon, both for, you know, gameplay advantages as well as you know, just something that Bugbag would like to, I guess, kind of connect with a bit more, you know, and so on. Now, it's pretty cool that they have this. There doesn't seem to be much of a purpose for this part of the fort except to kind of fill it out, but it's beautiful to me. Maybe I spent too much time on the computer as a kid, but looking at this, even just hallways like this, the fact that I can kind of be there with all the candles and the banners and the stone and everything, you know, and just control my guy moving around. It still, after so many years, is unendingly thrilling. You know, because when I started out, you know, on like Atari and DOS and all, you could kind of do that, but it was nothing like this. I must say, the Game Informer article really did kind of oversell me, but still got hooked. Oh, will that cliff racer attack us? I don't think so. But sometimes it can if you're on the parapets there. Or whatever those are, ramparts, whatever.
Speak freely,
friend. It's the first time and just about the only time for a long time that I ever heard the word ramparts was in the American National Anthem. You know, but we could only afford a few levels of that because it's already 10 points higher than heavy armor is. You know, I'm glad that the training turns out to go up just incrementally instead of like exponentially. But yeah, let's see if we can't go hide this, drop our bag full of the skooma. I have no idea why, you know, mechanically someone would just show off that they have skooma, show all of their wares to a purchase, something like you have to keep secret. You know, conceivable you could, like a sealed letter, like the packaging of Kaiskosity, so you're not just going to lay that out to a merchant unless you intended to, because you can sell that. We can buy spells. He has some great spells. I do kick myself for playing a character without conjuration, because I do love to. You know, he has got Bone Lord, he's got Clanfear, which is some of just the coolest summons. Frost Atronach is quite powerful. Obviously not as powerful as Storm Atronach, and not as powerful in Light of Blood Moon, but still very good. Let's just grab a hammer. And if we have a hammer, we can use the anvil and go to town on fixing up our equipment. So see if we can't, you know, just do this on the cheap. See what we can get for 9 gold. Even though fixing a bunch of this stuff probably wouldn't cost more than 9 gold anyway. Yeah, we got a few things off the list, and throw the rest onto the sword. And there we go. It's almost, back in top form. Well, we see our friend Arnott, who has, just what we need. Potion of Cure Paralysis. And what can we trade? We'll trade him the Potion of Water Walking. Maybe a few other things. He won't buy that redware pot. You could probably use it for alchemy, but I guess it still has some stew on it. Well, we can sell those petty soul gems to Lethervari, since we helped him out before. Back with the whole Yenna Sarandus thing. No, he's not going to buy the book, alas. He will probably pay a better price for the soul gems than anyone the Legion would anyhow. Is there anything we can use? Some pretty creepy stuff like Corpus Weeping's Grave Dust. Probably quite useful, but Bugbag doesn't know that at the moment. Fair dues. Fair trade. Well, don't need any more. Like, we can heal Companion. That might be nice to have, but do we want to drop the gold now before training? Can cure poison. It's free. Free action is there, which is good for, like, I guess an enchanted item, but you can't actually cast it yourself when you're paralyzed. And it's cure blight disease, which you'll have to save up for and not have to haul around potions so much. That'd come in handy. I wonder I should run like a break-even thing. Oh, you'll buy books. Okay, so maybe you'll buy the Ransom of Zarek. You have Dispel and Detect Creature, which I want. Swimmer's Blessing, which I kind of want. Cure Common Disease Victim. Could come in handy. But it's a lot of gold. It's a lot of gold. Yeah. And we already... Yeah, okay. We must already have Cure for ourselves, but not Cure Victim or Cure Other. Maybe we do. Maybe we bought it by another name. It's very frustrating when they have, like, Absorb Fatigue and Energy Leech, and it's the same spell, just with different names, I guess, based on flavor. Energy Leech is obviously much more flavorful, but Absorb Fatigue gets right to the point. Yeah, let's see what else we can sell. So, we don't need that. We need that. We don't really need that. The exclusive Restore Health, because we have Bumbler's Convalescence, which drains one's luck, but restores a lot of strength. But the exclusive Restore Strength is probably not something we need. Let's see if we can't sell some smaller things, though, like maybe the Scroll of Black Fate. That might be one for Vari, though. Are we going to sell it to her? I don't know. Yeah, okay. And what else can we do? Yeah, let's add that in the mix. Okay. Take that back. We're trying to maybe get the max sale. Maybe some of the Fortify willpower guys. Will she give us an extra 15, or will she rake us over the coals? She will. Drat. Let's buy maybe some Ashiams, some bread. What do we need? Netch leather? She doesn't have netch leather. But we do want to get more Ashiams and netch leather. For those in the know. Quamacuddle Muck Resin. Could use some more resin in the old time. But, yeah, just for crafting and stuff. And that I guess is a fair deal to her. Okay. And I don't know what time it is. And I don't know what else we can do with Arnott. Maybe he'll take the exclusive and quality stuff, and we'll get his... yeah, I guess I seek an audience with you, buddy, but don't get too full of yourself. I just want to sell some potions. We can sell maybe some more of the Fortify willpowers, because we're not using them. We probably should be. Yeah, get some more netch leather, balance things out. See if we can't get him maybe up to max. We're not going to get him up to max from there. We don't want to sell all these either, or do we? Yeah, alright, I'll keep one. Will he do it? Come on. Oh. Come on now. pack alone. What'll do the trick? What'll put you over the top? Come on. Bitter green petals? Yeah. A pinch? Okay. Alright. I guess that was worth the extra 10 septims to you. Because you'll charge more, won't you? And now we have a fair bit more gold. I think the most Bugbag has ever had. Oh, Alderil, I guess you really want me to reconsider your spells, but you've got some good ones. You've got some good destruction spells even. I mean, look at Heartbite, look at Exhausting Touch. Although, is that damage or drain? I prefer to damage, whenever possible. Even then Absorb, a lot of the Absorb effects are actually the same magic cost as damage, which is insane, you know, but if that's how it is, that's how it is, you know. I guess it's just, whether or not one would rather sort of engage in the mystical practice of absorption, or the destructive practice of just damaging, you know, because each would probably be simple enough, just in different contexts, in different, you know, different schools of magic, different ways of using the magicka. And yeah, let's just say that even though mechanically I have to add the stuff each time, let's just say flavor-wise, Bugbag is just dropping the sack of skooma and scamp skins, which barely hides the rustling of the skooma bottles. Maybe that's why the people have a knack for knowing when he has skooma is just like a very distinctive vial, very distinctive clanking sound. Maybe that's why. Yeah, we want to sell you our red ore pot. We tried and failed to buy a closed helm from you before, didn't we? But you can perhaps... Yeah, the Netch leather one, quite disappointing. But at least you can help us out with buying the red ore pot, I should think. Yes. That's a few pounds of weight shed. Shed a few more with the ingredients in the book. And it was just weighing us down. We will not settle for journeyman's equipment. I mean, for apprentice equipment if we have journeyman's. We should be trying to find masteries equipment. Pardon. What has he got? He has guides. Wow. That's swell. We should probably leave this here if we're going to have training day with Shard. And just save, just because we've done a lot and haven't saved in a while. It's 4 p.m. But, you know, hopefully we'll just have dinner together, get to talk about the armor. You know, just as kind of like those introductory things, because it would be dinner time. I hope we get to eat. It's getting a little chilly. It's quite chilly outside. You know, we've got 2 points in endurance and 1 in strength, and evidently no non-leveling points. But that's about to change with heavy armor training, which is currently at 16. We got 1 point organically, and more points just by dint of being an orc.
So where are you from?
You know, but yeah, we are peckish. She did not want to eat. She's skipping dinner. She's just train. Jeez. I think we're gonna want to see. This is why I mentioned setting up a campfire in the fort before to help keep us warm. But they're not having that. They're not having that. You can just pick it up because it's not legal to set up camp in a place where it's not legal to sleep by default. That is changing. Thank you, my lord. But what a day, what a day. So we gotta run past, you know, so we're not very cold anymore. We gotta run out there, out past the limits of the fort's legal boundary. Gotta get warm again, gotta stay hydrated, including in real life. And we already know it's out to those trees. You know, I think after this Bugbag is gonna get a little tired of this and a little more assertive. Like, no, I'm gonna build this campfire here. You know, training, we gotta stay warm. Maybe you're used to it, Shardy, but Bugbag is not. Yeah, we're in the Ashwines now. So, let's make a little fire, just enough to warm our bones. Yeah, there we go. Maybe even make a little food, yeah. So as we're no longer peckish. Because she might be okay with skipping dinner, but Bugbag is not. So let's warm our hands by the fire. Recuperate a little quicker than we were before. And yeah, that was some pretty rough training, you know. It's starting to knock us about a bit. It's a pretty tough cookie she is. You know, just the only piece of heavy armor we have on is our cuirass, so start hitting us with sticks and stuff. It's a bit cruel, but kind of reflect on that and yeah, try and get a nice thumbnail for you. And away we go. Meat's cooked. Knock the grill over. Just kind of wait it out and, you know, see how much more warmth we can get out of this thing. Or not. Just extinguish and run back if we get cold. After all, we've gone from very cold to cold, so maybe we'll tough it out. After all, we don't want to lose her respect by just, you know, just turning tailed for too long. And yeah, so at least now we have the whole fort uncovered on our map. That's quite good. I'm gonna do a manual save just in case things really go, you know, belly up. Training day. I have no idea what the episode title will be, either training day or from chill stream to fail stream, or, you know, I had another episode title idea in a little while that'll become evident, but it doesn't sum up the whole episode, so yeah, I guess you just got through from walking around around me, hit me with sticks. The other guards are having a bit of a laugh, I guess. I don't seem to see any orca soldiers outside of Nisus either, do you? But yeah, okay, maybe let's get it up to like a solid 20, maybe even beyond. Or I know we got 3 more points towards our endurance bonus. Although now we'll need to get it up to like, yeah, we'll need to get it up at least 1 more point past this in order to get 4 points of endurance when we level up. Obviously getting 5 would be tops, but, you know, starting to run low on cash, starting to get very tired, very hungry and cold. We're not even going to run back out to the Ashwines again with this storm at 3 in the morning. So we are just zonked. I'm going to head down to the basement, grab a bed. Hopefully, you know, they don't raise a fuss over, oh, this is my bunk, or this, that, and the third, you know, arrest him or whatever. Because we don't know if any of our stuff is stolen. So we are going to quick save and move right along. Yeah, is this anyone's bunk, guys? You know, just kind of shout out, see if, you know, maybe they gave them the all clear for this one. We're just gonna rest until fully healed. Which at this rate, being rested, tired, and very thirsty and quite hungry, you know, that's a mixed blessing for sure, because, yeah, fully healed at 33 health with a lot of debuffs. Yeah, great. Gee. Things you do for RP. Yeah, so maybe he has a bit of food we can buy.
Can you ask your question?
Nothing cooked. Kinda stuck here. Come on. Bear with me, friend. You're really not gonna let this go. Okay, that's the other episode idea I had. Stuck in the basement with Arnon. Arnon has got me trapped in this basement, whatever, something along those lines. Arnon lyrics, basement of doom. But, yeah, just gonna have to wait. Wait him out. Not for too long, because Bugbag needs food. Badly. So, away we go. Yeah, maybe you'll whistle your happy little tune and... Oh, come on. Yeah, no. See, I could just do reset actors, but the console feels like cheating, even though I have used it on occasion. I don't know if I have on this playthrough. Drink some tea, get a bit less thirsty, and, that gets our magicka back up, and it's resist blight if we need it outside, if we make it outside in time. Lessens some of the debuffs. But man, something on my mind. You don't say. Very hungry. Ooh. Agility is down a lot, consequentially. It's not like we can just throw up a fire and cook it in here. Maybe we could in Arnon's bunk in the future, but... Yeah, troublesome. Hunger level 60. By default, you can't die of hunger, but I've switched that off, so... Yeah, once again, you're really not letting this go, are you? Well, it's got the Belt of Iron Will. It's to boost our cast chance. Come on, we need this now. We should probably do more service to the cult, because then we can't go wasting all our magic on just this. Jeepers creepers. Let's go and make some breakfast at whatever time of day this is. Clear up some of the uncovered bits while we're at it, because it does bug me, I mean, you get some beautiful views. Look at all this. If you take that approach. Then we see town. Let's just bang on to town. Not feeling entirely welcome at the fort right now. And I don't know which gate this is, Taldrin, but it's the way behind the Fighters Guild from the looks of it. So we'll make our way around. Making our way downtown, running fast, losing fatigue. But what rhymes with fatigue? Probably more things than rhyme with stamina, even though, yeah, stamina does indeed make a bit more sense. Yeah, made our way to Yanis Arandis' house. Pick up gold coins without a crosshair. Find out that the chest is locked. Could just drag this in, in this form, but yeah. And hopefully, people don't barge in and find our skooma, but if they do, well, poor Yanis. Possession is 10/10 of Morrowind law, it would seem. We don't even really need the alcohol here, the Mastate, the shine. Don't need the clothes either. Gosh, he wore his best stuff, didn't he? Oh, Lord. I could use that. Oh, the bread. We have a redware pot free of charge. Thanks, Yanis. Didn't even need to go looking to buy one, even though we were about to. And some food and hackalo. So, recouping all the money that we could have had by just selling the damn clothing he had. Fancy clothing. Or keeping those unique items. But yeah, we have ash yams. Can carry those out. Yep. And I think we'll just want to snarf on the bread. We can't cook the ash yams, alas, in that fire. But I think we can take the books. We should probably be reading. Well, Bugbag wouldn't read Cantatas of Equity. He's just after a quick book here. So that's just as well. But yeah, we have the bread to cure a bunch of our hunger. And Miss Cluck look quite desperate. So, don't even care if it'll restore our fatigue. We just need to be well fed again. There we go. Man cannot live on bread alone, but I guess fictitious works can. Let's see, we've got the, what is this? The Old Scorian. Okay. Looking back, they would buy that alcohol, but there's probably other stuff they can buy and sell too. Because we are out of water. So we got a bit of gold, but we're spending it immediately to refill our water. They could, gosh, they could refill the kettle. That would be maybe something to do next time. Tend to fill the flasks, leave the implements empty, because otherwise that would just, in theory, be just that much more water to lug around. That much more water to lug around. But let's make our way up to Scar. Go under Scar. Talk with Mr. Yethervari there. But first, Codas Colonus. And the books that we just nicked from Yanis around his house.
Go ahead, stranger.
He's got some scrolls. He's got my favorite, Scroll of Windform. I just like having them so much, but I've never used one. He's got two. We don't have enough gold to buy two, but we want to buy one. And it might just help us to, what do you call it? Might just help us to get back down to Caldera. We'll see how far south we can go with this. This is quite exciting. This is going to be very, very fun. Do we want... YOLO. Let's buy this thing. Is there anything else we can sell? We sold that Scroll of Black Fate, which is probably a mistake. But at least we sold it to someone with better disposition than this guy, I guess. And hopefully he'll restock in time. Not that we can buy both at once, but... yeah. Let's get this stuff. I haven't actually listened to the new Kendrick, in fact, just to break immersion here for a moment and date the episode again. Got the new Isaiah Rashad. I haven't listened to it yet. I haven't quite felt in the mood. Oh, blast. So busy complaining near the start that I forgot to make the big announcement. Because I'm not sure, not that very many of you are watching this playlist, mine, or this Let's Play. But for those of you who are watching it, not watching my Conway's Game of Life videos, recently dropped a channel update. Bugbag is going to every other week, for reasons that I outline in more detail in the channel update. But basically,
Yes, sir.
I'd be remiss to say I'm taking time for myself, because this is time for myself
Too busy.
at the end of the day.
Good talk.
I'm just rearranging how I spend that time for myself on to other pursuits that I do not want to let fall by the wayside, and which I will be bringing to this channel, and possibly the music channel, Big Tip Music, depending on if it's music related or not. Most stuff will be on the main channel. But yeah, let's sell these soul gems. They're probably better for gold in the pocket than for regenerating icicle, which is fully charged. But do we have something we can use? Most of these are short blades, but we have Steel Shard Sword we sold him, and Stormblade, a fine name. It's heavier though. It does shock, and it costs less, but it weighs 4 pounds more, and we don't have that carry weight to play with. I'm sorry. Another day, perhaps. Another day. It's just not on. I mean, the damage is comparable, but the weight just isn't there. Do we want to sell him the amulet? We're not going to use it in a heck of a hurry, are we? I mean, we'll want exquisite amulets. Or, I think, really, we'll want... I don't intend on carrying around more rings and amulets and stuff than Bugbag could conceivably wear. You know, just as an extra limit to myself. Because I went way overboard with Jacques. If Bugbag is going every other week, maybe Jacques would make a good filler or bonus episode if I don't get this other stuff moving fast enough. But yeah. Can we get a bit more gold here, pal? Yeah? No? Alright, that's fair. Okay, let's dial it back to the 244, 243 you proposed at first. Yeah. Even though we first proposed 241. Well, getting a bit better at speedcraft, aren't we? Or mercantile or what have you. But not good enough, it would seem. Do need to boost up Bugbag's personality. You know, I'm not bribing as much as I did with Jacques either, because then it just kind of feels unearned. You know, where it's kind of like it became, and reasons I'll get into more with Jacques videos, kind of a hellscape, you know, because Morrowind, you know, kind of is a gameplay loop, but with Jacques it was a very explicit loop of go to Creeper, go to Mud Crab, you know, sell the loot that he got from here, there, and everywhere, you know, piles of Daedric and glass weapons, you know, that can't sell fast enough, you know, because I do intend to get him up to Morrowind Millionaire status, which I've never been at before. Jacques is at or exceeds my previous guy, and here we are going into Druna Vardion's house, meaning to go to Yanis, so. Wrong door. Sorry, pal. Probably should lock that. Probably should. But in any event, where was I? We are talking about water. Gotta stay hydrated. When we were talking about something completely different a moment ago. Oh, yes. So, I could very well have sold those soul gems to Creeper and gotten quite a bit more gold. That's true of a lot of stuff, including the Scroll of Black Fate, for example. But, you know, I don't necessarily want to avoid Creeper just for the sake of gold, even though Bugbag is... Yeah, that's why I don't want to avoid Creepers, because Bugbag is broke. You know, on a fairly consistent basis. However, I don't want to have to keep running back to Caldera if I'm avoiding fast travel. So that's it, plain and simple. Plain and simple. Yeah, so we've got an empty goblet here. We're going to trade these out, sell the goblet when we drink it down. Excuse me. And we've got another 23 minutes to go. Alright, so let's start running again. See if we can't make our way back to Heason now that we have the Cure Paralyze potion that he needs. I think when I was doing this live, just for a lark, I thought, oh, you know, the next female NPC who acknowledged me, I could sing a bit of Shebchelet, this great song Aisha, you know. Sans regarde, rien de ça. J'ai dit Aisha, tout est pour toi. Voici le père, les bijoux. And then I forget the rest of the words, but, yeah, alright. But Bugbag, you know, doesn't care about that done really. He cares about getting out there and helping people. So yeah, pre-wind form. Because we intended to use it to get south to Caldera, but then we could very well wind up flying over Hissen Deep Raid. So it's not really pre-wind form now, is it? You know, changed what I intended to do on a dime there, but it's just all part of life. You know, where it's like, oh, you know, I'm gonna have to do this thing first. Okay. Have a little fun later. We see a cairn, clearing up some of the blank space on the map. And it's funny watching it back, you know, because I was remarking on the cairns before as I've been out, but I was running through this footage before. I thought for sure that that at one point one was like an Algrim rather than just a bunch of stones. So it was like, oh, don't tell me I kept going this way. But yeah, we see someone there. It's not the Imperial lady. She's got to be waiting outside the city limits for some reason. Even though I know full well what the reason is, but Bugbag is just moseying over to help. The sheep. The Great Ashfall sheep. Very elusive creature. But oh, how its bleat echoes throughout the hills. Yeah, Falanu and Darren. Well, I'll look for your husband. But this feels quite good. It feels like a very good build check. The first time I ever did this quest was with a poorly kitted out Nightblade character. And the Nyx Hounds just gobbled him up, you know. And I don't even know if it was that, if it was either on this quest or just on some other Nyx Hounds that happened to be very near Aldrin city limits, you know, after getting there from the guild guide. You know, and then wanting to walk out of town and being like, oh, you know, this is pretty foreboding here. You know, yeah, let's just kite them both at once. Because we know we can one-shot these guys at least. You know, cliff racers notwithstanding. Yeah, there we go, and there we go. Beautiful. Excuse me. So we have some hound meat, but can't really carry the other piece right now. Man, sinuses are going haywire. Allergies, I swear. And then, yeah, so you could kind of get lost doing this. Because, okay, did he keep going west? He could have run anywhere. There's a Koguti there. I would run. But happy days, we're kind of far out from that tusked little beast. It's pretty cold out here, isn't it, pal? But yeah, I haven't much time indeed. You're telling me. I need to go back. I want to see if I can't cure Hissen by sunset. So, back we go. Back we go. Starting to feel eerie again, not having music on while playing this of any description. But that's copyright for you. If I could make better music, I'd probably throw in some of my own, but that would, like, I know I've talked about Andy McKee in the past, and I was using his first album for some excellent Explorer music. It really gets a good sense of, just kind of being out there alone, you know, kind of a sort of frontier vibe, like, you know, basically Yukon, but with, more volcanoes, I guess. Really, Solston would probably be close to what one imagines the Yukon to be. from someone who hasn't even read enough Robert Service, much less, been there himself. But, yeah, and we have a book.
Speak, traveler.
We have a skill book for our trouble. That's very kind, You could probably sell that book for a fair bit of gold. But, yeah, our block skills increase, so that's a point going towards agility, if we so choose, and we might want to choose. Because even though we can one-shot some stuff, we're probably going to start falling behind. Maybe block training would be a good look from Rithaline, even though block is our highest skill still. Let's see if we can't get the placement quite right. And start small, because it'll take us less than an hour to grill up some hound meat. We have enough to grill now, after all. Maybe even make some stew, now that we have a thing going. So we got supports. Let's make something to put the cooking pot on, but we are, yeah, that fell through the grate. To my considerable frustration and consternation. Fell through the grate, but at least we can maybe, nope. Yeah. Welcome to the hellscape, people. This is just like great, Do we want to? Yeah, okay. Now we were about to go down, and then we're back up again. And we can add water, but why? Why would we? Right now. Let's see if maybe removing the supports will do, but yeah, remove supports. We gotta remove the cooking pot, and then the supports, and then finally free ourselves of such a place. Throw on more hound meat, perhaps, because we know not what has become, even though, looking back, I can see it here now, of the meat that fell through the grill grates. It might not have been the best cut of meat, but enough, I guess, to count for a portion by a standard measure. And yeah, very tired indeed. You and me both, Bugbag. You and me both. Maybe we can make a little stew, though. And add water. Guess that'd be the thing if, yep. Redwort pot holds 100, so that's how much we're going to want to add. And bada bing. Yeah, dial it down to 20. Add it, good. Add ingredient. We don't need more water. So that hound meat is cooked, but so is the one underneath. All fed, good. Add ingredient. We can finally add seasoning, but that'd be a bit of a waste of ash salt. There are no inexpensive salts in this game, are there? Not much by way of seasoning in Dunmer cuisine. But maybe we can add some herbs. Would be nice to have the fortified agility. Or the fortified personality, for that matter. So let's do it up. Crash Fogger. Just add 2 portions. That's all you need. And add 2 of 2. You can say that, pal. Maybe offer them some stew. It's nice, actually, that you can remove the ladle, remove things, one by one, and just organically, like you gotta empty it out before you can remove the ladle, I guess, but kind of makes sense. Okay, another endurance boost. Gonna get our 4 points after all, at least. Oh, this is beautiful. And, yep, then the burnt hound meat finally sticks out, so I think we lose a bit of nutrition that way, but get a bit of char. Extreme grilling. And exquisite hydration. But yeah, we'll finally have some stew again for the road. Hopefully this one doesn't glitch out. I wonder, because Murlord posted a video about new pouring mechanics, which are quite good. Let's get the supports out. 3 firewood added back to the inventory. And do we want to wait here? It is nice seeing the shadows fall across the land. That's a very nice touch. With the new, I don't know if it's the new sky or if it was ever there. Maybe it was. But yeah, just the fact that we do want to cure Hissen before sundown is enough to get Bugbag moving again. So maybe he should have kept it going for the cold people, but they ought to be headed back into town and home, right? Yeah, right. Maybe they're still just gonna go about on their pilgrimage whenever they feel ready again, whenever they feel safe again. But who knows when that'll be? They were on a pilgrimage, right? Or shopping trip or something like that. I don't even know anymore. Just know that we have to make it back to our buddy Hissen. Because the sun is setting mighty fast, but we will break for Scarecrow. And Scribs, happy days, it's still Scribs down there, but who knows if there are rats or whatnot. That Guar probably isn't friendly. I do wish we could tame one, but I don't quite yet know how. One of these days we will. See, it's loading the region. So let's see if we can't get a handle on maybe some more stuff at Buckmoth, or if we just want to head back down. Oh, yeah, okay, we've alerted them. Yeah, that sums it up. Just get blindsided, you know. When, yeah, you can use your shield on one guy, but then the other one just comes in and nips at your arm. So Guar teeth are actually pretty big and sharp. Oh, for Pete's sake. Do we want to eat rags? Do we want to eat what? I don't even know anymore. More alchemy with Bugbag time? Whatever shall we do? Didn't cook enough. Should probably get to the fort and sell that book, really. But yeah, let's explore the properties of Scrib Jerky, because I know that they are several and they are quite useful. So one I know is restore fatigue. I'm pretty sure it cures something. But if we're just going to do restore fatigue, let's do chokeweed and salt rice. No, I used to call it saltress for years. You know, thinking, oh yeah, saltress like pumice, you know. Surely that's what it must rhyme with, volcanic pumice, rather than salt rice, the food. You know, because to me it looked kind of like sugar cane. You know, both in plant form and in, I guess, kind of what you get out of it. But no, actually, it turns out with sugar cane you get the cane as opposed to the long, one assumes long rice grains that you get from the salt rice. Or what? Maybe it's marshmallow looks like sugar cane. Yeah, it must be the marshmallow then that I'm thinking of. I had it mixed up all this time, even though I've gathered so much over the years. And the grazelands. Do love the grazelands. For reasons that I may have brought up before. They are about the only place on this island without cliff racers. No, you might meet a golden saint or two, but big whoop. No cliff racers. I must say, kick myself though I do, I'm quite pleased with how this episode is turning out now. Though I'm yawning and sneezing and junk, but at least I feel like I have more to say than I did last week, or at least I can say it better. Because a lot of this stuff I'm going over the same ground I was doing live, but, you know, we're going to have to start walking again, because our max fatigue is just down. And we have alerted that next sound. Good, you little guy. Yeah, and again, yep, there we go. Shame we'll have to leave the meat, but I know that we can't take it. Tough choices. I mean, we're pretty well fed for now, thank God. Yeah. We are not far from him. I'm sure of that. I hope that. And yet, jeez. Bother. Yeah, alright. Come on, pal. Thrilling. This is the type of combat that sadly Morrowind is known for, where ordinarily, as you can see, if you kit yourself out right and stock up on what you need, you can do pretty well in combat. Like, our spell sword, we're using swords. We could use blunt weapons or axe and not fare quite as well, but still pretty well. Being an orc. Minor skills. But yeah, I see we find ourselves on the wrong road. Maybe we can get a better vantage point. Maybe we can get on this guy and head west. Because we didn't make it to the west. Rather, the points east of Hisun are to us an unknown. But how close was he to Aldrune, really? Not very, I thought. So maybe we'd do well just to cover old ground. I swear, though, you can... Is that... No. It's not Caldera. That's not... Although you can see it from these hills. Yeah, no, you can totally see it. We've gone way too far south. And there's a Quama Forager. If we alerted him, let's make our way out of here. It's not where Houston's at either, because we left the note. How did he get to be so far north? Did we have to back down and go south again to follow the road? No. Let's see if we can't end around this rat. Have we alerted him? Got some lovely stoneflower plants. Maybe he could nibble on those if he had any good sense, but yeah. Okay, he's gonna chase us. If maybe not him, then maybe that's one of his buddies. I don't know anymore. Oh, failed the fireball. Yeah, okay. For that, we should have been able to go. But, you know, just with the 2 spells. And we're back on the road. Joining up with the road again. Is that the man? Is that Hisun? Or is that's Hlormar? That's our buddy Hlormar, where we're looking for Hisun. You're still out here, huh? I don't see any cliff races near you. Is that because you have Cloud Cleaver? Yeah. Yeah, it is a bit chilly. I'm comfortable, though.
You like to dance close to the fire, don't you?
Yeah, okay. I wonder if that's where... No, that can't be where the note ought to be, because we didn't cover the eastern, half of that road. But maybe if we follow the signpost, we'll get there. Or get, trash. Come on, okay, that's kind of where he's at. I do want to go down that spur we don't know. But we are on a mission. We're on a mission. To find and cure Hisundipirid of his paralysis. So even the chill, even the threat of rat bites, and nick sounds, and even shoddier combat, but we're still blocking at least, our relatively high skill for this level. Having Pokemon Silver flashbacks, it's like, that's a rat right now. Jeez. So, I'll need to edit this, render this soon. That's the one thing about doing this commentary is that, I get to think about it a little more in theory, not really. I'm also kind of stuck then having to stitch it together, my audio and the video. And sometimes while putting all that together, things get out of sync if I can get them to sync up well in the first place. But like the game audio, when you can hear it, as you may have seen from earlier episodes, it gets out of sync with what's going on screen. And it bugs me. It's probably bugged you. So I'm sorry about that. But that seems to be just the nature of the beast. Because laptop, great chip and graphics. It does have dedicated graphics, but apparently not enough to render things quickly or neatly. So, it is what it is. And yeah, let's... Potion of Cure Common Disease. This is quite infuriating. We can't even... Maybe we can't even cure him with a spell if we got it at Fort Buckmouth. Although I do want to test and see if we can. If we drop the 228 gold on the spell and come back here, can we do it even though we blew the dialogue option? Maybe that'll be another false start, but if it works I'll probably keep it because I could use the spell for other quests. I don't want to have to blow more than half my gold now, but I've already used up a lot of time. So with that, good people, unlike episode 15 where I could have kept going forever, it's like, nope, I am done. We're going to be every other week from here on out. Going to try and bring you some more varied content and information and stuff, not ignore other aspects of life. And we are going to cure Hisin by hook or by crook. We will. And with that, I thank you for watching, and I bid you farewell. Tell you what, I'm kind of still mad about this.